Marvin Vettori has recently admitted he wants to retire. Now, that's something special in my opinion. Marvin Vettori has done absolutely nothing in his career, especially like post Izzy fight, post Adesanya fight. I just can't really know what the fuck Marvin Vettori wants to do. I mean, the last fight he had was with Jared Cannonier, I believe, Cannonier, about a year and a half ago, really. And I remember watching that fight, and Marvin's left hand was doing great, but Marvin Vettori has like no noticeable skills. You know, he's not even a proper grappler or wrestler. Like his grappling skill is not there. I mean, let's figure the competition right now that we have in the middleweight division. We have Kyle Barajo, we have Hamza Chimaev, Sean Strickland. We have who else do we have? We have Robert Whittaker, and Whittaker already beat Vettori, and that wasn't really anything special. Vettori got his ass whooped, in all honesty, in that fight. Let's see, what else do we have in terms of people in the middleweight division? We have people like Brendan Allen. We have up-and-comers like Imavov. I mean, there's just a lot of people in the middleweight division that I think can give Marvin Vettori problems, and I don't think Marvin is a good enough fighter to even like beat any of those guys. Like, sure, he might have a chance with maybe like a special fight, like, but in my opinion, can anyone even see Marvin Vettori beating someone like Dricus du Plessis? Can you see him beating Sean Strickland? Can you see him beating Hamza Chimaev, Adesanya in the trilogy, Imavov? I can't see it with any of those guys, really. I just think Marvin Vettori is not a good fighter, and it's unfortunate because he has the dream of being the first Italian champion, and that's something I can appreciate, you know, especially with someone that has like partial Italian heritage. Not really that much, but still, it's cool. But I just don't see it. It's just that Marvin Vettori is he's a guy that doesn't have anything special in the middleweight division. And unfortunately, the middleweight division right now kind of has like a low skill point, like a low skill level. Like, that's why I think Kamaru Usman should move up to middleweight at 185 pounds, because we saw him have a competitive match with Hamza Chimaev. And can you just imagine like what Usman could do to someone maybe like a Sean Strickland? Like, it could be a competitive match. Do I think that Usman beat Sean Strickland right now, like a prime Strickland? No, but it could be a competitive fight. Like, I know they fought the first time at welterweight when Sean was fighting at welterweight, you know, killing himself, trying to make 170 pounds. And if I remember correctly, Usman actually won that match by KO. But Sean is a completely different fighter now. You know, Strickland is nowhere near the fighter he was at 170 pounds. You know, there's just the skill level at middleweight is just so bad, you know? And it makes me think that maybe even light heavyweight has better skill levels. Well, at the top, maybe. Like, we know Alex Pereira is a very special striker. But then you have fighters like Yuri Prohaska, who just uses his chin to blitz in. Like, I think the problem with Yuri is he's got good striking, obviously, but it's not the best. And I feel like he just uses his chin and his athleticism to take him to the top, which I'm not a fan of. Like, it's cool seeing fighters like that, but at the end of the day, you just know that they're not actually good enough, and they're just relying on their body to really take them a hole, which is not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you can't really control genetics in MMA. But yeah, man. What do I think Vettori should do? Should Vettori actually retire? He's only, I believe, around 31 or 32, which is actually really young for the middleweight division. And it's not like the 170 curse applies to middleweight. In case you guys don't know, the 170 and under curse basically means that it's very hard beating a champ or winning a fight. Or my bad. It's very hard to continue being champ and continue having title defenses after 35. I believe the 170 and under division has like a curse rate of like 22 and free. Now, if I remember correctly, those fights are actually all at 170, with the first two being from Tyron Woodley, his fight with Damian Maia, and his fight with Darren Till. And just recently, Bilal Muhammad and Leon Edwards. Bilal Muhammad was, I believe, 36 or 35 years old when he fought Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was, I believe, around 32 or 31. So, what do I think Marvin Vettori should do? I think he should fight for at least a year or two. Now, I know that he says he's considering retirement, which maybe he should do if he really thinks this is it. It's better not to waste your life away fighting MMA because MMA is dangerous. You could get a bunch of damage, and Marvin has absorbed tons of strikes. Marvin has probably the most indestructible chin in the whole UFC, especially after we see Max Holloway get cracked by Ilia Topuria. I think Marvin Vettori should have maybe a couple more fights, maybe grow his skill set. You never know. He could develop his grappling to be very good, but at the end of the day, I just don't think Marvin is that good, unfortunately. Not trying to be mean or anything because these are fighters and they honestly all would whoop me, but that's besides the point. I'm just saying as a spectator. I'm saying as someone who's dedicated to the sport and who knows skill sets and people and how they fight, and I just can safely say that Marvin is not that good. So if I was Marvin Vettori, I'd probably fight a couple more times, see if I can maybe earn my way to a title shot again. But if I lose once more and I'm already considering retirement, then I think it's time to call it a career. And I'm sure Marvin Vettori can think of something else other than fighting to pick up for a career, for a job to continue making money. But that's it for this take. I'll see you in the next video.